Okay, let's roll right into our race winner for tonight's second annual Quaker State 400 here at Kentucky Speedway. And winning for the third time this season in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, which leads all competitors, is Brad Keselowski. He drives the number 2 Miller Lite Dodge for Penske Racing. Brad, congratulations on this victory. Again, you wanted all three. But like you just said, you're glad you got this one, and getting 3 wins now really got to be a big boost for you as we head down the stretch run.
Yeah, you know, I wanted all 3, but sometimes that ain't meant to happen. But I was proud of the effort we put in all week long and the heat with all 3 teams, Truck Series team, Nationwide team, 2nd, 7th, and the 1st. Ain't bad at all. Who would have figured my best finish would have came in the hardest race? But you know, that just shows the importance of teamwork. And the group of guys that I have on this Miller Lite Dodge that are just, they're badasses. There they are. They're just badasses, man. I'll tell you what. They've put together a backup car from last year in the 100-degree heat in an hour's time, got it on the race, not even an hour, I think it was like 40 minutes. I wish I had a stopwatch for that. Got it on the racetrack and got to run our laps for practice to make the adjustments we needed to be fast today. And that's what badasses do. And that's what got us to victory lane today, and I'm proud of these guys for it, man. I'm proud of them. Damn proud of them. So I think that sums it up.
Couldn't have said it any better. Crew Chief Paul Wolf is here. Paul, congratulations. Brad was just commenting on
how big of a badass you are, man.
I don't know. All I heard was Bad Brad was back this weekend, so I don't know if that's good or bad.
We'll take him.
Well, I called you a badass, and if I'm bad, that makes us all bad.
Okay. But maybe talk about some of the things you all had to overcome this weekend, obviously, and then maybe some of the things that you had to do to the race car to get it where it was racing so well here tonight, and then also the fact you got 3 wins now. That leads all Sprint Cup Series drivers. We've got 9 races to go now before we go to Richmond.
Teams, man, teams. We're a team.
I know you are, but okay. But anyhow, talk about these things and what you were able to accomplish tonight.
Well, it was probably the toughest weekend as a team that we've ever had up to this point. You know, not only did we have, you know, obviously the really high temperatures and but having trouble the first lap on the racetrack always sets you back. And one thing about all the guys on the Miller Lite team is it seems like we're able to find another level to work when it comes to adversity. You know, and I think you see that with the driver as well as you look back to last summer when Bad Brad had a broken foot, and we were able to take that, and I don't know if he thrives off of that or what, but it seems like when some people might think we're down and out, we're able to find a whole nother level to compete and you know, find ourselves in victory lane. So just says a lot about everybody on the team, and you know, some of the things we do back at Penske Racing, the processes we go through to build our cars, and knowing that when we bring out a backup car, there really wasn't any concerns for me. The biggest thing was there was just a lot of work to do with changing the engine and you know, not being able to have all the practice time that everybody else had. But I knew the car we had was still capable of winning. So it says a lot about that. And you know, for us, we just need to continue to work hard. I think there's a lot of good racetracks coming up for us, and you know, we're definitely up for the challenge. I think we showed that tonight.
Questions for Paul or Brad? Let's go to the press box first, then we'll come downstairs and we'll get Jim Utter. Let's go press box and then come downstairs. Utter, Bob, Tom, Joe. Go ahead, press box.
Hey, Spencer, Fox Sports. Paul, you said that this was the hardest, I guess it was the hardest we had to work yet, and we did a great job. I mean, can you just talk about the resolve of your team and the heart that your driver has? Because he accepted responsibility for what happened on the track, and he was in there working furiously with you, and isn't that what makes a team?
Oh, absolutely. And you know, there were some choices we could have made, and some things we could have done that maybe would have been a little easier on everybody as far as you know, changing the engine. We didn't have to do that. We did it because we knew if we did that, that was directionally, that was going to make our race car better. And there's no one on the team that would ever question, you know, anything we want to do. or changes we want to make, they all just seem to work hard. And like I said, there was points on the day Friday where some of the guys looked like they were about ready to flap out. But nobody checked up. We continued to work hard. We were able to get our car in the inspection line in time to get our qualifying spot, which allowed us to start where we were versus starting in the back of the field.
Questions, press box, go ahead.
Spencer with the NASCAR Wire Service. For both of you guys, congratulations. Brad, you said after the race that there's no looking back at this point, that all you need to do is look ahead. Does looking ahead mean going all out for wins in the next 9 races, or does it mean maybe being a bit more conservative to make sure you're in the top 10 and you can use all those bonus points?
Well, I think looking ahead means trying to make sure we just stay in the top 10. And I think y'all got the points backwards. You look at who's leading with most points earned. That don't mean anything. The only thing that means anything is where it's going to restart when the chase is going, when it starts. And that's going to be based off of who's in the top 10 and who's got the most wins. That's the only thing that matters. And that's where my heart's at. And that's what I want. I want to be the guy with the most wins and inside the top 10. And I want to look forward into making sure that we stay inside the top 10 and hopefully can climb up a few more spots to be safe. But the wins and being in the top 10, that's all that matters.
Go ahead, press box.
Hi, Kevin Kelly from the Cincinnati Enquirer. This is for Paul or Brad. Made your last pit stop on lap, you had 59 laps left before the rest of the race. But how were you able to stretch your fuel that long? Were there any things that you did in the car to make it last that long?
Go ahead, Paul.
All right. I feel like talking tonight. Well, I think, one thing to point out is, everybody's worked really hard on this EFI project at Penske Engines, and I feel like for the most part we've been as good or better than most teams when it comes to fuel mileage, and that's big in a lot of these races. Any advantage you can have, whether it's fuel mileage or power or fast race cars, I mean you take anything you can get because you never know when you're going to need it, and from that standpoint, we knew we were as good as most or better, and from there it was just Brad saving a little bit. My biggest concern at the end of the race was somebody else running out of fuel with 2 or 3 laps to go and the race get extended. So from that standpoint, that was where we were saving our fuel for. We had plenty of fuel to make the scheduled distance.